Hi everybody, I'm back today with week number 6 of Accutane. Some of you have reminded me that I'm a little bit overdue for an update. So here I am, and as you can see, my skin is still looking pretty good. Last video I did, it wasn't very visible to see a lot of my pimples, but I'm recording this really late at night. I've worked, and so my skin has a bit more time to show you, what it's like at the end of the day. Because usually in the beginning of the day when I first wake up, my skin is immaculate. But after working and sweating and, showering and whatnot, your skin kind of starts to get worn down throughout the day. So even with all of that, I think my skin looks really good. I have this pimple here, which I don't even remember where it came from. I just woke up one day and was like, oh, there's a pimple. That one doesn't hurt. I have a few really kind of gross ones here that are filled with pus, but they don't hurt either, which is really nice. I just have to remember not to pop them because the last time I tried to pop a pimple, I paid for it because I just made it way worse and it took twice as long to go away. So, as tempting as it is to pop the pimples that I see, I don't pop them. And I would recommend that anybody on this medication, do the same because I'm really bad for that, squeezing the pus or the blood out of big pimples in order to shrink them. But the medication will do the work, for you. So that's that. Those are the only really big pimples. I've got one, you can see up here on my forehead, but that one doesn't really bother me. Again, it's not sore and it's pretty dried out. The ones on my jaw have pretty much gone away from last week. Those ones were quite bothersome. Unfortunately, they are gone. So that's not itchy or anything anymore, which is fantastic. This week, my lips have been really bothersome for whatever strange reason. So far, I've been dealing with the dry lips pretty well, I think. It hasn't really bothered me a whole lot, just applying chapstick and pretty much going on my way. But for some reason, no matter how much I apply chapstick very liberally, I will add, my lips just feel dry no matter what I do, which is really unusual. And a couple of days ago, I had a really swollen right eye. I think maybe just one of my tear ducts was blocked or something. And so my eyes were extremely dry just because my eye was really irritated. But whether that has something to do with the Accutane, I don't know. I'm not going to assume it is because that's something that's pretty common and it's gone away by now. So, besides my lips giving me a lot of trouble, nothing else has really come up that I feel I should mention. I did want to mention something really important though. I went to my doctor's and I was going for something completely unrelated to Accutane. I was just going for my yearly physical. This was with my family doctor and not my dermatologist. But while I was there, I actually discussed with her uh, my blood test results. Normally, when you get a blood test, they don't phone you back unless something has gone terribly wrong. So I wasn't worried about my blood test. I wasn't worried that something had gone terribly wrong. I wasn't worried that my urine test was going to come back, positive for pregnancy or anything like that. But I thought that it would be a good idea to just talk to the doctor about, Accutane and whatnot. And she said everything seems to be going pretty well. She says I'm on a good dose for my weight. I did get my height and my weight done, and nothing has changed. I haven't gained or lost weight, so my prescription is still valid. I'm still on the 50 milligrams of medication, which is still working fairly well for me. She said my cholesterol levels are the same, and they've been the same since November. I'm not pregnant, so that's great. I'm sure they would phone me ASAP if I was and tell me to get the heck off that medication because I would be in some serious trouble then. The other things that they checked for were my blood pressure, which was good, and I don't have a history of high or low blood pressure in my family, which is great. That really helps as well. And my liver seems to be fine as well. She said that my liver may be of some concern later on, but for now my triglycerides were good. They weren't too high. So those were the three things I think that she was checking for. She also checked or the blood test checks for arthritis because if you have arthritis, they recommend, not going on it because it does dry out all of the fluid in between your joints, which is going to make your arthritis probably, 2 or 3 times worse. And I can't imagine how much pain that would cause a person. So I'm very happy that everything is going well. I'm healthy, not just with Accutane, but my physical went well. Doctor said I'm, healthy. So I feel like I'm, one of the lucky ones, really, because I know some people have had a heck of a time with this medication. I actually work with a lady. One of my head nurses at work actually has her teenage son on this medication, and I guess he has had side effect after side effect after side effect, and he's off this medication in March. But even with all the side effects he's had, his acne's really cleared up, and it's really changed his life. And she says that he wouldn't change it for the world. So I'm sure that I won't change it for the world either when I'm done. Even just seeing my face now, I'm so much happier than I was. But I am so incredibly thankful that I'm not one of those people that is struggling with all of these issues that can come up. And if something does come up, I can't stress enough how important it is to talk to somebody, especially if your blood work comes back with something. That's something that needs to be discussed with your dermatologist or your doctor or whoever, because they obviously know what is going to be in your best interest. I think that's about it for an update. I don't have a whole lot other than that. Everything else is normal. I went and got my hair cut a couple of days ago, and luckily my hairdresser is one of my family friends, or otherwise this would be really gross, but she kind of roughed the back of my hair up before she shaved it. And she basically, my head was again snowing all this skin, and I had to explain to her, I'm on this acne medication. It's not that I don't wash my hair or I'm using crappy shampoo or anything like that. So obviously I'm still having a lot of dry skin. My ears are also really dry. I put in some more of my earrings. I usually don't wear these ones, but I put some of them in, and I'm actually contemplating taking them out just because my ears are so dry and it actually really hurts to wear them. So I think I'll just take them out and wait a little while. My face, I haven't noticed, has been really dry, which is the really unusual thing. Everything else but my actual face itself has been dry, and my face is very smooth still. Like I had mentioned last week, I'm just trying to continue with moisturizing, and I'm not doing anything different. I'm basically just doing, the same thing that I have been doing, and hopefully that will, keep working for me. So I've got 2 more months, or 2 more weeks, I should say, on this prescription, give or take, and then I'll need a new prescription. I would say about the 7th or 8th of March, and then I'll also get, more blood work done, and then I'm just gonna, keep going on from there. Next month I'll be halfway through. It's hard to believe that, but amazing at the same time to think about, that I'm halfway through and already, this much has changed, which is very, very exciting. So thank you all so much for your support. This is getting quite a bit of views and whatnot, and questions and comments, which I really like. I'm glad that some of you are finding this helpful or interesting, or whatever it is. I know I slack a little bit with the updates, but I will try and keep up. And if anything changes, I will let everybody know. So thank you for watching. Have a good day/evening, and I will talk to you next time.